Hi friends, today I want to talk about something very close to my heart, spiritual resilience. Many of us are feeling overwhelmed, disempowered and honestly lost in today's fast-paced world. But what if I told you that this sense of overwhelmment comes from a lack of tools? Tools to help you stay grounded, empowered and resilient. I know because I was once there too. So in this video, I want to share what spiritual resilience really is and why so many of us feel so overwhelmed and how we can reclaim our power. Spiritual resilience is the ability to stay connected to your core, your truth, and your sense of purpose, even when life gets tough. It's about bouncing back from challenges, not by ignoring them or brushing them aside, but by facing them with inner strength and grace. Resilience isn't about pretending everything's okay. It's about finding your centre when things aren't centred. For me, spiritual resilience is a process of coming back to myself. It's about learning to trust your inner voice, your intuition, and knowing that no matter what's going on in the outside world, you can find stability within. But here's the thing, many of us, myself included, were never given the tools to build that inner strength. So let's be real, the world today can be overwhelming. We are bombarded with information, constantly connected to technology, and juggling so many expectations from others. It's no wonder so many of us feel disempowered. But it even goes deeper than that. Many of us were never shown how to develop true resilience. I know because I wasn't. For a long time, I turned into a people pleaser to feel safe. I wasn't given the tools to rely on myself, to trust my inner voice, or to build that resilience. Instead, I became the person who wanted to fix things, heal others, and make sure everyone around me was okay, because that made me feel like I had a place in the world. Becoming a healer was, in many ways, my way of feeling safe. But here's what I learned. We can't truly help or heal others until we have that inner strength within ourselves. So how do we build spiritual resilience? How do we move from the feeling of disempowered to the feeling of being grounded, strong and connected? Well, the first step is realizing that you already have everything you need inside of you. You just need the right tools to access it. So here are a few simple tools that you can start using today to build spiritual resilience. Yeah, boundaries, it's a big one. So one of the most essential tools for building spiritual resilience is setting healthy boundaries. As a former people pleaser, I spent years bending over backwards to meet other people's needs, completely neglecting my own. But here's the thing, boundaries aren't about putting up walls or telling others how to treat you. It's not about controlling anyone else. Boundaries are a way for us to understand ourselves better and be kind to ourselves. They allow us to protect our energy, prioritise our needs, and do so without guilt. So setting boundaries is actually an act of self-love, creating the space we need to feel safe, centred, and whole. So another tool is meditation. Meditation helps you reconnect with your inner voice, the part of you that knows the truth even when the outside world is chaotic. It teaches you to sit with discomfort, to observe it, and to let it pass. This practice helps build resilience because it reminds you that no emotion, no challenge is permanent. So it's easy to be hard on ourselves, especially when we're struggling. But self-compassion is another key to resilience. I used to judge myself harshly whenever I felt lost or overwhelmed. But now I've learned to meet those feelings with kindness. Remember, resilience isn't about perfection, it's about progress. Lastly, trust yourself. We spend so much time looking for the answers outside of ourselves. But spiritual resilience is about turning inward. Your inner voice, your intuition, knows what you need. Trust it. When you stop relying on external validation and start listening to your soul, you'll find that resilience comes naturally. For most of my life, I thought that to be accepted, I had to make sure everyone else was okay. That's how I became a people pleaser and eventually a healer. I thought if I could help others, I would feel safe in the world. But the truth is, real safety comes from within. It comes from knowing that you are enough, just as you are. I had to learn this the hard way, through years of exhaustion, burnout, and emotional turmoil. But looking back, I see that those challenges were part of my spiritual resilience journey. They taught me to stop seeking validation outside of myself and to start cultivating strength within. Now, I'm here to remind you that you don't have to rely on external circumstances to feel safe or empowered. You already have the power inside of you. Spiritual resilience is about reclaiming your power, learning to trust yourself, set boundaries, and meet life's challenges with grace. It's a practice and it takes time, but every step you take brings you closer to your truth. Remember, resilience isn't about being perfect or never feeling overwhelmed. It's about knowing that no matter what happens, you have the tools to return to your center. And obviously, spiritual resilience is about what's going on inside of you. So how you react to certain things, how you respond to what is going on around you. And this doesn't mean that you don't stick up for yourself or you don't fight back if you're in a situation where you feel like you're being attacked. This is really helping you to understand that you can come back to your center quite quickly. We don't want the stories of our lives to keep taking us out of our center. And because what happens is we become unbalanced and our nervous system becomes unbalanced. And we want to be able to be the most empowered, strongest way that we can be, so that when we step into the world, we're not going into the world in a fearful place or from a fearful emotion. You're actually then setting yourself up to bring more experiences to you that are aligned with your energy. You're like this magnetic attraction. So go easy on yourself. I created this video because I never had any tools to help me find some resilience. And in actual fact, I didn't even know that I could be resilient, meaning that I just thought that I had to make everyone else happy and I was last. And the way that I would feel good about myself is when others were nice to me or good things happened to me. But of course, you're setting yourself up to be disappointed and disempowered, which is what happened to me for a lot of years. Now, I have created a tool because I wanted one for myself, called the Secret Language of Darkness. Now, I love using cards because choosing a card is such a synchronistic thing to do. It helps, it becomes a reflection of what's going on in your inside world, and it gives us some information to think about something that might be upsetting us or triggering us on that day. And of course, this is a tool to help you really see darkness from another point of view. So without darkness, we wouldn't be able to see light. And things that are in the darkness within ourselves, deep within ourselves, are in the shadow, which means we can't see them. But we want to turn the light on them and bring them up to the surface and get to know them, instead of feeling that like, I don't want to look at that, I'm fearful of that. We want to make the unknown known. So I've given these a shuffle, and I'm just going to choose one today. This is our message just to finish off this video today. Okay, so you'll see, they're really beautiful images. The same artist who I worked with in the Secret Language of Light, Daniel Holman, and his artwork is so stunning and healing. All right, so I've chosen anger. I'm just laughing because even though I may laugh at times, and even though other people may laugh at times, or tell people that, everything's okay, I'm fine, there's an anger going on underneath. And of course, for me, anger is really something that comes up when I feel like I've lost something, or I feel like something's been taken away from me, which is what we often feel. That's what's underneath anger, or pain is underneath anger as well, fear and pain. So restoring boundaries, reclaiming balance. Also, that's quite appropriate for what we were talking about earlier. So that's the card. It's a beautiful image. And yes, there's a lot of red around anger, and it's helping us to connect back to our base chakra. It's helping you to get back to your foundations. So what is it that I am angry about? What is pushing my buttons? What do I feel like's been taken away from me? Where do I feel disempowered? And so the base chakra is really your foundations. How do you feel in your life? Are you happy with your values? Are you happy with your beliefs? Or have you just taken on the beliefs of your family or the people around you or your culture without even really reflecting on them to see if they really resonate with you? And that doesn't mean that they're wrong, because there's no right or wrong. There's just really finding what works for you, what resonates with you, what really makes your heart sing, not shrink. So I'm just going to read the message out and then we'll finish up today. Okay, so anger. Loudly defiant, simperingly silent, petulantly petty. Anger can manifest in our bodies, minds and hearts in many ways. So much so that the bearer may not recognize when their reactions, motivations and feelings are rising from anger. A situation may be causing you frustration right now. Tune into your reactions and consider what they are telling you. Your sense of security and fairness may have been shaken, and it is okay to be angry. However, your reactions shape your world. So moving your anger out of the shadows can lead to expansion. Anger can reveal lifelong patterns that limit your growth. It may be easy to blame others for our anger, but in doing so, our own needs remain unexplained and disregarded. Waiting for someone or something out of your control to change. Let me say that again. Waiting for someone or something out of your control to change so that you can stop being angry is just futile. It's disempowering and you're giving your power away. Your anger is your business, so ask it what it wants. From there, you can determine a course of action. Whatever it is fueled by, you can choose to recognize or deny anger. Fighting it often causes it to push back, and you become even more frustrated. Acknowledge and listen to your anger and watch it transform into acceptance or action. Choose to make anger part of your empowerment process. So, there you go. So once again, I just want to say thank you all for being here today. And I hope that helped and gave you something else to think about and to maybe look at things from a different perception. Make sure to subscribe and check out my other videos on meditation, healing and self-discovery. You've got this, and I'm with you every step of the way. Just always remember that you are so much more than you think you are. So be kind, curious, and dream big.